these assumptions that the United States is going to do regime change in Iran together with Israel. And in the initial phase of the war, in the initial days, they even said that all these Arab states in the Persian Gulf, they're not part of the operation. Saudi Arabia announced that. Some of the other countries said that. But what has happened so far is that you see a total failure of the United States Israeli strategy in Iran, because the regime change didn't happen. They wanted all the Iranian people to come out to do regime change for them. That is not working anymore, because I think in the last 20 days they're readjusting their strategies toward Iran. And whatever is happening right now in Iran is a war between Iran and the United States. It's not even a war between Iran and Israel. Israel is not part of the equation anymore, because they've been neutralized by the Hezbollah and other forces, resistance forces in the region. And there's so much right now involved on that front, confronting Hezbollah. They're taking huge casualties. And we've seen in the last 24 hours, many tanks were destroyed by Hezbollah. That shows how the war is going. I think if we assume that the whole concept of war was based on regime change, that was a total failure. That's why, and what has happened since then was we are witnessing some sort of war of attrition going on between Iran and the United States. Who's going to stay in this fight? That's the big question right now. And to understand that, you have to say who's escalating the war, who's saying that we are not going to attack, the energy infrastructures, all of these important facilities. Since day one, they started, you remember, I don't know, they attacked the desalination plant in the southern part of Iran, in the Qeshm Island as well. Iran didn't respond to that because they don't see going to that direction being helpful or somehow being strategic. But it seems that everything is changing, because the United States, Donald Trump has announced, in the last 4 days, he announced 48 ultimatum toward Iran. Then he said it's going to be 5 days, then to 10 days. But we've seen last night and the day before, they're attacking energy infrastructures in Iran. They're destroying, steel factories. They attack in the central part of Iran. They attack heavy water plant, and they attack Bushehr nuclear power plant as well. So we are heading toward new escalations. I think as you mentioned in your question, the Houthis, Yemenis, and Ansarullah has joined the fight. This shows how the escalation is happening. And Iran, on the part of Iranians, as time goes by, what I see from Iran is that they're so comfortable with this war of attrition, and they think that they can fight it as long as it takes. And that's why they're not, retaliation has not come yet. They're attacking. As before coming to this live, we've learned that Iran has attacked, an energy infrastructure in Israel, but they're not. I think tonight we're going to see more of these sort of attacks on energy infrastructure. And you're living in UAE, yeah? I think there is a lot to be, happening in the UAE tonight. I don't know how far they want to go, because this whole situation is so desperate looking at what's going on. When you're winning, if you're winning a war, why do you need to escalate that? If you are so successful in hitting launchers, missiles, military equipment, radars, all of that, you don't go to the energy infrastructure. You fight the fight, not going to hit civilians, but they're hitting civilians. They're killing civilians. And this is a myth that Israel has a lot of intelligence coming out of Iran, because I went to Iran in December 2025 after 12 years. What I saw there. It was, during those protests, and then riots, and you see many people were arguing that Israel has a lot of intelligence, huge network that can do everything. I think this war is proving that was all a lie, or Iran was able to destroy all those, cells inside Iran, all those networks inside Iran. And they don't know what they're doing. They're hitting civilians as we talk. They're hitting energy infrastructures. That's so easy to hit. It's not something, that you can hide. But what they're not doing, I can assure you, they're not doing anything to reduce Iranian capabilities to fight back. That's for sure.
So I've got a lot of questions for you. Now, first thing, I want to go to your statement. You said Iran has not really retaliated yet. That retaliation hasn't started. We'll see a lot more attacks on the energy infrastructure, and you expect significant attacks on the UAE tonight.